and you all are so amazing. For me, it's such a magical time to be here with all of you. I'm very happy. You can't imagine. And I'm even more happy because now I will present something from my culture. And of course, I will not be alone. Actually, our folklore dances are not solo performances. So I needed some partners and I found the best one. Yesterday, only for 1 hour, we prepared 4 different items. Actually, in Bulgaria, first of all, Bulgaria is a very small country. We are only 6 million. And you can imagine that our territory is not so big, so the diversity in our dance is not so, our dances are not so different from each other in the different places, but the rhythm is different. All of our dances are more connected with legs, more steps for the legs, not so much movements with the hands and the upper body. Why is like this? Some researchers they are saying that the reason is that we were under Ottoman's rule for 500 years. So during that time, it was not allowed to be so happy, to show your happiness. That's why people were dancing more settled, more simple, in simple way. Um, I don't know if this is the real reason actually. Mm, so what we will present today? 4 different dances. In Bulgaria, these dances are folklore dances. It is not classical tradition. That means that probably we will get the steps very easily, and after we finish our performance, probably you will want to dance with us, to try at least one. So the first one, our dance is name is Horo. Horo. So the first dance is Pravo Horo. It is popular in the whole country. Everybody are dancing. The second dance is Shirto. It is popular more in the southwest region of Bulgaria. Then the third one is for the northeast, and the fourth one is from the northwest. So I tried to show you different rhythms. And are we ready? Yes, great. We will start with the first one.
The dancers are also very much.
Yeah, I come from Madhya Pradesh and Gwalior city. I've been living in Bangalore for the past 5 years because I've done my MA and BA from Christ University. And yeah, my mom is from Rajasthan, so I have some roots from there. And that's all about me.
You didn't say your name.
Pritha. I guess I do. My name is
No,
Pritha.
for the guests.
Oh, sorry. My name is Pritha.
Hello, my name is Surya Pratha Kumari and I am from Jharkhand.
I am Revati. I am from Tamil Nadu. Actually, I am born and brought up at Vindhanagar, which is a small town near Madurai. This is the first time I am coming out of my town actually. I did my schooling, UG, PG, everything in that town. And I came with my friend Ramya. We have been friends since a childhood. So she is accompanying me through my life. Thank you. It's good to see very interesting professors, and our classes was not so interesting like this. And
Oh, you mean
in my college during my college just started to love literature only after meeting all of you.
Okay, I'm H. Miraculous Tekina. I'm from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. And sorry for the bad step. We are learning yesterday only, so we are confessing that. Thank you.
Hello, I am Ami. I am from Gujarat. I was also talking with ma'am about Gujarati folk dance Garba. That how it's come like a dance. Ma'am was talking about cultural study. For us, Garba, for ladies, for women, Garba means freedom. So when you see somebody is doing Garba, they are like freely, like they are for the first time in their life they are dancing. They are dancing with a free spirit. It's speed, rhythm, everything. You even if you just listen to the songs and everything, you feel like I also want to dance. So and also from the childhood, I was always playing Garba and everything. I'm very much interested in cultural studies. So whenever I meet someone, so I always talk with them, what is your culture? What is so special about that? And after coming to Kerala, I met so many people and also familiar with so many cultures. Like for the first time in my life, I had a Christmas celebration here. In Gujarat, there are not so many Christian people there, so we are not celebrating Christmas. But here, I enjoyed so much Onam as well. And there are many festivals. If there is any festival in temple, I will just go and see everything. And I'm very, very, very happy for that. And also very thankful to Kalyani ma'am for this all the thing. Thank you, everyone.
I know Malayali is dancing.
truth is that we were practicing this dance only for 2 minutes. Even less, right? Okay, so I just wanted to say something about cultural.
With your dance, you proved one very important thing that it's not necessary to do everything right all the time.
Thank you so much. It was very, very nice. Actually, I had to share something. I am trying to make Indian culture popular in my country. So all the time I am speaking only about India. India, 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 India. And some of my friends are asking me, okay, you are talking only about India. What about Bulgaria? Why don't you share something about Bulgaria? What is this? This is not fair. So I decided, okay, I will go in India and I will talk about Bulgaria. And the previous time when I was here, not here in Cochin,
In our test in Cochin, she danced
Yes.
and we danced together, I told you.
yes, we did this very improvised workshop in Bulgarian dance. And since that time, I said, okay, I have to do this more seriously. But I was practicing Bulgarian dance as a hobby, like 2-3 years. I was going for lessons, but it was group lessons. We were dancing exactly like here. Somebody doesn't know the floor, you just get the hand of the person in front of you and you just go. Sometimes you will learn the steps, sometimes you will not catch them, doesn't matter. So it was like this, not very seriously. But when I decided that I will come in India and I will show my culture, I started actually to learn and to study about my own culture more. So I was attending private classes for Bulgarian dances. I was studying about the costumes, all the rituals, all the customs which we have. So in a way, I'm very thankful to India for making me discover my country better. And this is the most beautiful and nice thing. So nice.
Yeah. You don't have to do everything perfectly.
Actually, if you want, we can try to dance a little bit more. The first dance you can join. What do you think? Just for 2 minutes. The most experienced girl will be in between others, so we will help.
Hey,
Hey, not this time. Kind of actually attitude.
Okay, so it's very easy. It's very easy to go into process.
പിന്നെ ഇതെല്ലാവരും നല്ല മുടിയുണ്ടായിരുന്നു
So it's very easy. Yes, we have to hold our hands. Yes, actually we can do it on 2 lines, no problem. 1 line and the second line, or you can cross the hands. Everybody.
One in the center, one outside.
Okay, okay. Come, I will take
One
the
circle in
word.
the center and one circle outside.
Yes, it will be exactly how we do it in Bulgaria. So it's very easy. We have six beats. 6 beats. On first and second, we are doing 2 steps to the right. Right leg, left leg. Then the right leg is free. It is going to the back. 3. 4, we are lifting the left. 5, we are stepping on the left and lifting the right. That's all. That's all. We will repeat everything. Yes. So we have 1, 2, back, lift, step, lift. Let's do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
ഒരു ചെറിയ പേസ്.
Some people come in the center, this is too big.
ചെല്ലു.
Very easy. This is no lecture speed. We are just trying.
Okay, one more time.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Thank you. Thank you.
Performance and here I'm still trying to catch breath. I genuinely look forward to those who got their breath back. Yes, my break. So I hope you had a really fine time. And we are okay. Why would we just have a huge round of applause to Katya ma'am? Thank you so much, and thank you so much for introducing us to the Gayani culture and it's absolutely beautiful. I should say, and so composed and yet simple. So yes, so we are moving on to our next session, where one of our another special, very special guest, Dr. Manuji, is just here. So, Dr. Mariana Justin is an poet and an artist from India. She is currently teaching at the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. She has been, so her poems, short stories and articles have appeared in Taylor and Francis journals, Marshall's calendars, the yearbook 2020. Singing in the Dark was a Penguin publicated book and the E-Constellation, in the literature, etc. Her books are Off Riders, Guns and the Hills, poetry, which was published in the year 2015. I Cooked My Own Feast is a poetry which was published in the year 2019. Salt, Pepper and Silver Lining, Celebrating Our Grandmothers is an anthology on grandmothers which was published in the year 2019. From Canon to Trauma, definitely many of you would have definitely went through, is her essay which was published in the year 2017, and her third collection of poetry will be published in 2023, and I'm very much expecting her name sooner or later in Kalyani Master's study material. So I genuinely request her to address us and bless us with all her words. So yes, ma'am, please.
Hi. Whenever I come to tests, I really wish I had teachers like Kalyani. We had such stuck-up teachers. Seriously, there's so much of fun learning. And thank you, Katya, for giving. And since I've had my heart out, and we've been tapping and dancing so much. So I would like to just share a few things about my experience with dance. Of course, I'm not a danceuse, but we are all in the learning stage. And at one point of time, it was impossible for women after 40s to begin something new. My mother's time and all, it was not possible. But for us, it's the older we grow, the bolder we become, more confident we become. I don't know, things have actually changed a lot, over these years. And now we have the opportunity to explore whatever we liked once upon a time. It was one of those experiments which actually triggered me to take dance lessons. And of course, I had a kind of fangirl element also in this. So Betal Devika was teaching dance, and I wanted to go meet her, see her, and then take dance lessons from her. So I went to her place, and then she began. It was on a Guru Purnima, something like that. And we began a dance lesson. And then when she started teaching us, for the first time I was dancing, okay? 3 years back, just 3 years back. I didn't know if it was Mohiniyattam or Kuchipudi, or I knew it was one of those classical dances. And for weeks I'd been like learning, and I thought it was like Mohiniyattam. And I thought, how come Mohiniyattam is so fast? I've always seen it as a very slow and boring dance all my life. And here it's like she's teaching us dance, very, very fast dance step. 6 weeks later, I understood that I was learning Kuchipudi and not Mohiniyattam. So my colleagues, all were very, very young girls. I was one of the oldest. We were a couple of older people there, middle-aged people. And only then I realized I was so terribly ashamed of myself. I was like, I can't even recognize one of my classical dance forms. Out of 8 dance forms, of course, Kathakali, because of its costumes and all, I know. But I couldn't make out the difference between Kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam, which is again very similar, or Mohiniyattam. And I was terribly ashamed of myself. Then I started taking Mohiniyattam lessons. And the first thing she taught me was to stand in a posture. We stand like this, we stand, like this. We balance on one leg and stand. But the first thing you learn as a dancer is posture, the right composure, and posture. And there is where confidence begins. Confidence begins from the kind of posture when your spine is erect, when you're standing straight. There comes the confidence. And along with that, she started teaching a lot of things. We were learning mechanically, but slowly, maybe because of the age, or maybe because of the kind of sense of loss and nostalgia I had, it was actually connecting me to more and more to some kind of a spiritual self within me. There's so much women Katya dance. Didn't you see the kind of happiness? And one of her friends, she was telling us about Garba and how women went out to celebrate themselves. See, all of us, when we are sitting and walking, we're so conscious. Women are constantly asked to control our bodies, right? You control the way you sit, they control you. But in dance, in controlled movements, you have a kind of celebration of the self. Through discipline, there's a kind of celebration of yourself. And there is where, dances like Garba, and I was also telling her about Tiruvadra. It was another one of those dances where, women went out to celebrate themselves, and especially on moonlit nights. There were so many other meanings of female camaraderie or human camaraderie as well as human celebration to dance. And that's why we enjoyed so much. All of us were like taking steps, even if we were going wrong or right? All of us were laughing, and we were all, taking the rights. There were a couple of rigid people were there. We have joined in, but they definitely have joined in, and we asked them a bit more, right? And we persuaded them, they would have come. So this kind of a celebration, I was actually reading about Devdasis. There is this great researcher called Devesh Soniti. He's written a book, Unfinished Gestures. It's about Devdasi culture. And then he was like exploring centuries of dance and how from a kind of spiritual and physical celebration, over the ages, over the centuries, it just became physical kind of celebration as well as, it was a kind of gratification or performance for a certain kind of gender or of the privileged class. So, but again, there was a kind of subversion in that because Devdasis, as well they were performing for the privileged people, the landlords especially, they were also in fact reinventing themselves, sort of renovating the gestures as well as, kind of performing themselves through all the gestures and kind of, dances, and they were celebrating their bodies and minds as such. of course, a lot of connotations, and especially, sexual connotations where like, later on, like 18th century onwards, where attached to the Devdasi culture, a lot of bad rain, ill repute fell on them. And then 19th century onwards, early 20th century onwards, a lot of women and men, they sort of codified and standardized these art forms, and then now we have these classical dances as well. Of course, every classical dance has its own kind of, origin and its own kind of depth and historical kind of revisionism which is attached to it. But then, Mohiniyattam, what I discovered, of course, I haven't done my Arangetam or anything, I'm a horrible dancer. But then I met another dancer, Belarusian, Irina Mohini, online. She was actually in Kalamandalam at that time. Now she's in Sweden doing her PhD or MA in dance. And there I learned something else. See, there are so many new meanings to our dance, right? Bollywood is like lots of fun, it's lots of energy in it, But then in classical dance, as Chitra has said, there are so many meanings. There's a storytelling there, there's celebration of self there, there's disciplined body movements there. You must have seen Odissi is one of the toughest dances, that is there in classical sense. And there you have to balance your, your lower body, the upper body, and you have certain postures which are called contra posture. You can see it in Greek and Roman art and architecture. In statues, Greek and Roman art statues, you can see contra posture is like your head will be on one side, your body, your torso on the other, and your lower body. These three are all aligned, but then they are in different positions. And that's the beauty of it. And how did these people envisage such kind of physical beauty? It's like carving not just a woman's body, even male body. Kuchipudi is basically a male dance, right? Once upon a time. Now women also perform it. So how did they even discipline human body to perform from these angles? And you have to actually go back to centuries, rethink on that. Of course, because of a lot of political ideology which is connected with, all those things that, what's happening out there, there is a kind of, glorification of our culture and all on the one side. But then, of course, the dangers of glorification are many, we all know that, right? But on the other hand, when we look at it technically, when we look at it from a very celebratory point of view, there are so many things that we can glean from and learn from classical dance as well. And here is where I really want to interact with Katya. Katya, are you rested and done? Then
Yes.
Come. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Would you like to sit down?
Anything. Some earrings and all. Foreign. So, Katya, I was really amazed to see that you could actually perform 3 classical dances, whereas we are struggling with one. So, can you just tell us a little bit about your journey in dance, especially in India?
Yes, with pleasure. Well, my
You can switch yours on.
I started dancing at my 30s. Actually, it was something which came very naturally to me. First, how I got interest in Indian culture through yoga, and because of my husband, actually. When I met him, he was attending yoga classes, and I was interested to do what is his interest. I didn't know much about yoga, and I went to these classes absolutely without any expectations. I didn't want to lose weight or to become flexible or whatever. I just wanted to share this time with my boyfriend that time. And slowly, I got very attached to the classes. I liked it a lot. And I started to learn about India, about the culture, about the philosophy. And we became very good friends with the yoga instructor. So we went to his home, and his wife showed me a Bharatanatyam performance. They made this video while they were in India. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? These girls are not from this earth. They are dancing so perfectly, so beautifully, these rich costumes and jewelry. I was very impressed. And in that moment, this thought just ran through my mind, I want to try. But of course, right after this thought, another came, no, you can't do this. You are an engineer. You can't dance. So it took me 2 years before I actually sit on my laptop and search Indian dance teacher. And I was happy to find one in Bulgaria. So my journey started when I was exactly 30 years old. It was Bharatanatyam. And from that time, I slowly through Facebook, through different social media, I got to know more dancers, more teachers. I started also Kathak lessons. Um, and I was going deeper and deeper and deeper, and I wanted to practice more. I wanted to have more free time, but I was working every day from 8 to 5. Then till I get home, it will become 6. Then dinner, something else. No time for practicing. Only Saturday and Sunday. It was not enough. So I went to my boss and I told him that I want to, how to say, to work half time, like 4 hours a day, so I can have my free time and practice. And he got very angry. And he said, no, you have to choose this job or your stupid dances. And I said, don't make me take this decision because it will not be in your favor. But he was like very stubborn and no, you should stop. You are not focused in your work anymore. I said, yes, I am working for you 13 years. I need something to just give me new energy. I can't do this anymore. I am annoyed. And after a few months, I quit. Because he said, okay, you will go on half-time job, but I will give you 1/3 of your salary. I said, no, this is not fair. So that's why the decision actually came very naturally. And from that moment, I started to try to earn money through dances. But it was not easy at all because in Bulgaria at that time nobody actually knew anything about classical, Indian classical dance. They know about Bollywood, but nothing about classical dance. And for some people, the music, they say it's very strange. For example, my father, he says, Katya, you are dancing very nicely, but this music I can't accept. It is so bad. This is so sad. So since that time, I started to work on this, to make Indian classical dance popular in Bulgaria, so I can earn through this and I can live my dream and I can spend my time dancing because I didn't want to give time to any other job. But of course I need a job. I have to earn somehow. So the,
How popular were your dance classes? How did your shishyas, how did they receive your dance class?
actually very well. Now things are changing slowly. It's developing with every month. They are getting deeper and deeper, and now I am very happy to have students who are with who I can do more interesting things, more hard choreographies. We are planning some bigger concerts, some bigger events. Um, and yes, I'm very happy that everything is developing slowly. I have partners with me. It is not easy to earn because everybody feels like I am giving you exposure. I am giving you this stage. And okay, I am very thankful about this, but actually this will not pay my bills. So it's always like I have to convince them that this is my job, this is not my hobby anymore. But slowly it is going.
I think, especially in India, dance thrived on patrons, right? There were lots of patrons who were patronizing it. So that's like that kind of, vestiges of patronization is still going on. I'll tell you one story. This was about a very famous dancer. She had a very good proposal with her, and she wanted to apply for postdoctoral at my institution. Unfortunately, the review panel was full of men. And they had this attitude right from the beginning. How dare this dancers want to work in a space institute? Alright? Seriously. And then they didn't even know it. Actually, she was going to do wonderful work. But then somehow I could see the kind of resistance in them from where, they just could not accept her as a scholar. They all liked her beauty, they liked her performance, they loved her dance, and, but then, to accept that she could be a scholar as well, you could learn something from her was absolutely difficult for these men. And it was difficult to make them understand, but then that kind of an attitude was very patronizing. And I thought maybe it's patriarchal and patronizing. So there are so many kind of forces with which you have to, in fact, struggle and convince and perhaps perform against, right?
Yes, absolutely. It is like this, and actually, people who don't know me from before, they know me only as a dancer. And sometimes I can sense that they have like, you are a dancer. You are having fun all the time. This is not a hard job. You are just doing this, and it's nothing. And then I say, actually, I'm engineer. Also, you know, and, they actually don't understand what is to practice hard, to study. They don't even know that behind this dance, so much history, so much theory is there. When I say I'm studying for my theory exam, and they said, what theory exam? What theory in dance? I said, oh, you don't know.
So, this is somewhere I really wanted to ask you something. See, you come from an entirely different culture. Even the dance culture is entirely different. What I've seen is fast music, happy music. Perhaps there is no narrative to it. I'm sure there are songs with narrative and story also.
There are songs with meaning, but we don't play the meaning. We don't show the meaning. Yes, no. We are just dancing. People can understand the meaning of the song because of the lyrics, but we are just doing steps with rhythm. We are doing.
Now, when you came to learn Indian dances, how did you go to the world of, how did you confront the world of mudras and bhavas and all? And how did you, what was the experience like?
I didn't know all this, so it was coming on over me, and I was like, okay, now I need to learn all the stories. At the first, I was like, so many gods, oh my god, what is going on? Okay, and so many names of the same god. I was completely confused. Who is who? What are the connections? And even now I'm confused also. I have to learn, and I'm very happy that my teachers are giving me explanations. They are explaining everything very carefully. And yes, so many things to learn. The mudras, everything, even, actually, when I was learning about the expressions, I learned a lot of for myself. Why? Because they say, okay, now you have to show happiness, now you have to show anger, now you have to show fear, and how to show it. And then I started to observe myself, how is my body reacts when I am angry. My boss gave me so much space for practice on anger. It was so nice. On some business meetings, I'm getting angry and I'm like, okay, where is my anger? What is happening with my body? And actually through this, I started to notice my body and my own feelings and my emotions and what I'm doing when I'm happy, how I behave, what is the position of my shoulders when I'm scared, how it is different. So this was not only journey through Indian dance, but journey towards myself. It was amazing. And it's still going on. I mean, I consider myself as an absolutely beginner and I'm still learning and what I do in Bulgaria, I share what I know, but I don't say I teach Indian classical dance. No, 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 no. I'm far away from this.
Maybe before, I solicit questions from you. I want to ask a final question from my side. Okay, while I was learning Mohiniyattam, well, I saw that there was so much of slowness and discipline in the body. And one thing, as she said, maybe because of the Ottomans, they use their legs a lot. But in Kerala, Mohiniyattam is like, my teacher was explaining that it's like you look at the nature around. You have the palm trees swaying. You have the waves around, and your body also kind of responds to it and dances the kind of the cultural expression of nature around. Now, my question is, how come you didn't learn Mohiniyattam?
I want to learn.
Oh.
I want to learn. Actually, I feel like, okay, one style, second style, third style, fourth style, what is going on? I am talking to myself and I say, you will never be able to go deeper because you are spending time on so many things. So you will be only on the surface. But okay, I'm fine with this. I just want to feel the flavor of each and every style. So Mohiniyattam is my next idea.
Do you have a favorite dance among all these things, or are you like impartial?
Very tough question. I can't say that I have favorite. Just I feel like my body is more connected with Odissi. Like it suits Odissi more because Bharatanatyam is very straight, very fast. I feel like I'm more slow somehow.
Actually, I could sense the grace in you. The slow, deliberate movements, and like a peacock, you were like dancing in front of her. So she expressed it, that MC, she expressed it so beautifully. Do you have questions now? I'm sure a lot of you have learned dance, right?
Yes.
Yes. Men, boys?
Yes, ma'am.
You have.
Yes.
Express more through dance than through speech. I can, now I think maybe it's like nobody's saying anything, asking anything.
I, as a child, wanted to dance, but when I grew up, because of the band sitting on my left, I did not learn to dance. And my body became rigid. I became shy. And I still feel that I am no good at dance, that I am not a dancer. But inside all, and many of you said that to me also, I don't dance. Unless we are that good, we'll always say, no, I don't dance. I don't know how to dance. But inside us, there is a dancer in all of us. It was for Zumba classes that I first went, and for the first time, my body got a release. My God, like Katya, you also said about your first dancing experiences, like maybe you also feel, it was so damn difficult. I couldn't do anything with my body wouldn't listen to me, I didn't know where it is going. And I'm kind of very sorry for it. But then it changes. Your body starts to listen to you, and a little bit of the dance and its free expression comes into everything you do. I am still a horrible dancer. I don't know one thing about Mohiniyattam, even though I have attended a few classes like this, a few. But it is that Mohiniyattam exposure and also Zumba exposure has really changed me. I do much better as a teacher when I express, and my storytelling and all will be even better now if I continue dancing. I think the society, this patriotic society, makes our own bodies our greatest enemies. Because of our sexual potential, because of the need to be chaste and beautiful and all that. We don't know what we can do with our bodies. Sports and dance. This is something as like a compulsory activity that all adults should do, not only children. This is one way of knowing your body, and once you know your body, so many things change. That is my observation.
I endorse that. I've gone through the same feelings that you've gone through. In fact, when I was swimming is also really makes you flexible. When your body is flexible, your mind also becomes flexible.
Because my body is my enemy. I can't even drive a scooter. Because my muscles start tightening up.
And we've been asked to be rigid, right from our childhood onwards, like be rigid, be control. All the time you prefer control.
Yes, but actually what you said, that you feel that you are not good enough, this will never change. I mean, no matter how much we practice, if you are really a real artist, you will always want to improve yourself. So, in the moment when I finish choreography, I feel like, okay, I could do it better. This movement, that step was not correct, I was not in the towel, my expression was not good enough. And I feel like I can do it better. And of course, next time I will do it better. And the next time I will do it even more better. And this is continuous and endless process. And I feel that if you have the confidence, like, okay, I am perfect. Now I've done it perfectly, you will lose because you will stop developing. And this will not give you any pleasure anymore.
In fact, our teacher Irina, she also tells us that all of us, we have a dancer within us. All of us. We just have to let her out. We just have to let her go and perhaps celebrate our bodies. I think if you don't have questions, we can call it Gigi. Now it's yours. Come.
Alright, so it's been a huge relief for me because I always wanted to take dance classes seriously, but there was this always lazy side in me that I wanted to go to dance at the same time. Someone should, push me to go to the dance classes and all, and that is something that I always regretted in my life, not being able to complete my dance classes. So I'm glad that I can even start at my 30s. Thank you so much for that, anyways. So now, so I hope you had a wonderful sandwich and a finger-licking good cookie. So it was a much pleasure that we have with us Dr. Gigi Alex ma'am, and she teaches in the Department of Humanities at the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology, Department of Space, Vallath, Thiruvananthapuram. Her areas of interest include, of course, food and cultural studies and science fiction. She loves teaching and actively engages in culinary research from the perspective of cultural studies. She posts her articles on the blog www.curries and stories. Curries and stories. Okay, it's not and, it's curries and stories.com. Definitely, maybe you can just check it out once we call it a day. She is also the associate editor of an in-house biannual journal, Surabhi, Journal of Arts and Literature, published by the Indian Institute of Space Science and Technology. We are so glad to have you here today, and we are so happy for the delicious food that you have prepared for us, and with much joy when we welcome. Thank you.
Actually, we have to sit and thank you so much, Kalyani, for giving me this opportunity. I should say thanks to Bobby because she is the one who asked me for the first time, you may start something related to catering and all. Because when we started our career together in the year 2007, we shared, we were sitting in the same room. So we used to share our meals together. So we used to enjoy the dishes that her made. She's actually from Meghalaya. So she is an excellent chef. I won't say cook. She prepares very well, especially chana curries and all. So, and I used to share whatever I prepare. So after, I can't say the comment that Babi used to say whenever she tastes my sambar. And that actually boosted my confidence. And for the first time, when Babi released her book here in Thiruvananthapuram, the book Guns, Speed and Fireflies, yes. So at that time, she asked me, you should do the catering. So then, yeah. So that was the first time when I prepared something. And I don't know how, I don't have that kind of, what should I say, experience regarding dancing. Because I am a very bad dancer. But my little one, she learns dancing. And we used to dance in the kitchen. We used to, I have a little radio in my kitchen. So we used to listen to the songs, especially FM radio, and that is something, that is relaxing when you listen to the song. So whenever there is a fast number, she'll be there. She assists me. She loves to cook. So we used to dance. That is my only connection with dance. But I love to
And that's
watch.
a lot of connection.
Yeah.
In the years to come, that will mean a lot to both of you.
And regarding cooking, this is something like a journey that my husband and I started together because he's the person who chooses the right ingredients, the best ingredients, and it's actually with his support I realized that I could do something. I can't say that I'm a good cook or I cook well, but still I love to cook. I love to cook and I love to serve. So whenever somebody, my guests, my relatives or my friends or my students, when they come and, the way in which they enjoy the food, that actually boosts my confidence. It's more like sharing. So I can't forget the support that Babi has extended me, and then Kalyani. And it's something like a sisterhood. This process of giving the forum or the platforms that they have extended for you to grow and explore. So, but when it's actually Meena teacher, Dr. Meena Pillai, who asked me, when you do something related to research, it should be you have to contribute something to the society. So then I realized that why can't I concentrate on the food representations in literature. Then I realized that actually I was writing an article again under her insistence, like I was actually searching for the history of cookbooks in Kerala. Then I realized that there is a gap. For example, when you go to the public library or to the university library, there is a particular section for culinary writing. It's very difficult to find any books concerning the tribal cuisines. So I was just wondering what happened, why we are not documenting the tribal cuisines.
because that is the authentic. Though we use terms like tribal or indigenous or extremely natural, and those terms are there, but they are the authentic cuisines without any kind of adulteration. The original materials, the when you look at the raw materials or the ingredients, it's all from the nature. So that actually instigated me to start this journey where I could connect food and cultural studies. So tribal studies and how or to what extent we have documented the tribal cuisines is a question. So that is why I started this journey where I could connect food and cultural studies. Because when you look at we have 36 plus tribes in Kerala. But the cuisines, they vary from region to region. For example, when you look at the Kani tribes here in Thiruvananthapuram, here in Vidura, they are depending, almost all these tribal people, they are depending upon the forest materials. They collect berries, wild berries or tubers or legumes or leaves or all those things. But the way in which they prepare, that is very interesting. They won't be using, today I served you sandwich and cookies. If I tell you the ingredients, you will say, what is original there? There is nothing original. I bought the bread, then I got capsicum, onion, carrot, then mayonnaise, eggless fully, okay, then chicken. There is nothing original, okay. So the mixing, again, all those things are there. Then for cookies, again, I baked the cookies. Again, maida. We use the term like all-purpose flour or things like that, but to be, frankly speaking, it's not very healthy. Okay, and bread is also, it's not wheat bread, again maida. But that is the difference between the authentic tribal cuisines and the stuff that we love to eat. Okay, so they won't be using all these masalas or the spices that we use. Either they will smoke it or they will eat it as raw. So there are a lot of differences in the way. Okay, when you go to the Kani tribes, they'll be depending more on the tubers. But when you go to the northern parts, especially Wayanad, they'll be depending upon the leafy kind of vegetables, leaves, then berries, honey. So rather than the cooked food, they take the raw kind of food. So that is the difference. But when you look at how effectively we could connect it with the culture and how we could find materials or materials in the sense literature where they are documented. Yeah, of course. If you go to some of the short stories, they are actually we could find hints here and there. For example, 2 years back there came a story by R. Shashida in Madhurabhumi or in Malayalam. I don't remember the name of the magazine. And she was the title of the short story is Indira Gandhi. So she was, the story is about the Dalit woman who was struggling hard to fight against the patriarchal, kind of people, and how she uses food stuff, especially crab, to fight against. And there is an instance where she mentions about snails, how they prepare snails. But snail preparation is not there in our cookbook. Any of the mainstream cookbooks, those preparations are in there. But as a postscript, the author mentions that when you go to North Malabar, it's a it's a cuisine there for the Dalits. So this is how we, especially literature students, this is how we could document these things, which are, this is not fictional. This is an authentic reality that Ash Ashila is mentioning in the story. So this is, I consider that as a great responsibility where which we could document all those erased recipes from our culture. It is not only something that we could find in Kerala Island, in all over India, in all over the world, we could find how we are slowly moving the people who are there in the fringes, moving them outside or moving them or casting them away from the mainstream. So So that is from a researcher's perspective, that is what I like to do. Thank you so much for the support. I think I'll wind it up here.
So, good evening, everyone. I can assure you all that everyone present here is doubly blessed. First, we are all students of literature. It gives us a better understanding of almost everything. And second, to be associated with tests, where we not just study about literature, we actually witness events like we did today. So, we are all really doubly blessed. You know, today it's a multicultural world where we need to really understand and appreciate each other's culture, right? It's not like how it was a few centuries ago. And being the students of literature, it falls upon our shoulders. You saw our honorable speakers today, how well they explained the topics they dealt with. We know a lot more about dance right now. Before this, I never thought that dance could also be, you could also think in this way. About food studies, I never actually thought like that. So it's all our duty and our responsibility that we make this world a better place. Right. Today's event, I would say, was not just about dance. It was about assimilation. It was about amalgamation of two cultures, Indian and Bulgarian. It was so beautiful at last when everybody was dancing. You know, though I'm also not a good dancer. I'm not a dancer at all. Leave aside the word good. So, but still, the way everybody was in it, it was such a divine feeling, right? It was not like I'm from this part of India, she's from that part. We all were one. And that is the thing the world lacks today. We are not united. There's no unity. Countries are fighting. Why countries? Even in a one house, two brothers are fighting, two sisters are fighting. It's happening. But dance, I think, is one way which unites us all. It brings that such unity which, if I try to explain in words, I'm really not doing it justice. I can't do it justice. Words are so short. I can never explain what I mean. Okay, so as I was saying, dance is a form which gives us assurance. Like after this event, I was assured, and I hope many of us were assured, that okay, the world can be a better place. If we all become a little more tolerant, a little more acceptable, if we understand to welcome each other with open arms and accept all cultures, the world will definitely be a better place. Now, again, I have no words to express or describe the talent of Katya ma'am. I have been with her for a couple of days, and I realized that not just a great dancer, she's also an amazing person. Yeah, some sweet memories also being created. So it was such a wonderful experience being with you, ma'am. I just not only learned a lot about Bulgaria, I also, like you said, retrospected on my own culture. Like you were saying, you realized more about Bulgaria in the past few days. Same way, we also got to know a lot more about our culture. So thank you for teaching us that. And now I would like to thank the respected speakers and our guests of honor today. It was really a wonderful experience listening to you all and learning a lot of things. I would now request Dr. Chitra to please come on the stage and Dr. Kalyani Vallath to please be on the stage. Please, ma'am. It's a small token of appreciation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Babita to please be on the stage. I would now request Dr. Gigi to please be here. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. We all appreciate you for the sandwiches we had today. Thank you so much. And also for your great insights. I would now request Dr. Rajendran sir to please be here. Loud cheer speaks for itself. Thank you so much. Now the cheer should be louder because I'm going to invite the star of the show, Katya ma'am, to the stage. Alright everyone, none of our events will be complete without our students. You are like the soul of TED. Now I would like to call upon all the 5 brilliant dancers who amused us all. Please come on the stage. Rams, Ami, Revati, Pritha, Miracle, you also come. And Surya, of course. Please come to the stage. Congratulations. Also now I would like to invite 2 wonderful speakers to be on the stage, Gauri and come on, say Gauri and come on. A big thanks to Dr. Kalyani Vallath and all the organizers for organizing such beautiful events for all of us. Please, let's give them a big round of applause. Now, with all due respect, I will request our academic team head, Ms. Sindhu, to take over the podium for vote of thanks.
Hello all. So I planned for a kind of formal thing and I'm here with all the cheers. So I feel a bit informal now, but still that's normal. Okay. Honorable dignitaries, test chief, and my dear lovely students. I consider it as my honor to stand here to propose a vote of thanks to such eminent personalities over here. Like, this event, all the world's a stage. This event has made this evening, has marked this evening with such a beautiful memories. At the same time, it has filled us with so much cultural, memories, the events, the opinions, the views, perspectives, which we all should take into our hearts. For that, special thanks as to Katya ma'am, who gave us a kind of visual treat with her gracious performance. To be frank, words cannot express what I feel. Her passion for it or the admiration I feel for her, no words can explain that. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to express my gratitude to our Chitra ma'am. Chitra ma'am, she helped us to explore the cultural meaning that we can see in dance. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you also, Babita ma'am, for being with us, for sharing all the views, for the interactions you held, everything. It was beautiful, and thank you so much, Babita ma'am. And now, the one who stole the show after Katya ma'am, who served us wonderful sandwiches and delicious cookies. Thank you so much for letting our taste buds in back. And of course, for the yes, and the views you shared and the new perspectives that you opened for us, that too can count. Okay, thank you so much. And a special mention of gratitude for the honorable presence of Rajendran sir. I feel so many big thanks to you here. Thank you so much. Moreover, thanks to Kalyani ma'am, who is our backbone. She is the one who initiated to invite all of us for travel. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'm so proud to thank my Team Tess. Without them, this event would never happen. Without them, this event would never be literally this colorful. So thank you, Team Tess. Yeah, yes. Of course, I'll name them. The ones who prepare the festoons, especially Prinzi, Medhavi and Nimita. The ones who spend the time overnight here until 10:30, Adarsh and Swali. Thank you so much. And I can't handle it. So yes, thank you so much for that. And all other team members, Prijit, our media team, including Shasha, Sarup and others. Thank you all team for making this moment a wonderful memory. And my dear students, without you this would never be complete like Madhuri told us. And the Bulgarian dancers among you, the comparing twins, all of you are gems and we are so proud to have you. Thank you once again. Thank you. Have a great time.